Welcome back to Words of Paradise. I'm your host, Leon Idle, and I wasn't going to make this video. It's been trending on Twitter all day, and people far more qualified than me, like Melanie Matt Go Boom, and several others, Yellow Flash, people who are associated with the right-wing side of nerdy news on YouTube and Twitter and whatnot, have already made videos on it. Now, aside from me being far less known and not on that sort of caliber, I also don't consider myself part of the right-wing nerd side of YouTube, nor do I consider myself part of the left-wing. I consider myself part of the I just like to hang out and play video games and talk about nerdy stuff and poke fun at nonsense side of YouTube. But frankly, I could not make a video on this, as here I am, as at the time of recording this, it is 5:15 in the morning, scrolling through Twitter, can't sleep, just trying to watch Dune, and here we are. It's maddening. So I want you guys to take a look at something. This is Carolyn. Now, notice something about Carolyn's account. These tweets are protected. Why are her tweets protected? Well, because if we go here, this is from Ian Miles Chong, who is a conservative journalist. A video game company called Limited Run Games fired Carolyn because some nutjob got offended over the fact that she follows me and libs of TikTok. So, here is some individual, Purple Tinker Hates Elon. This community manager for Limited Run Games is a transphobe who follows a veritable who's who of right-wing transphobic creeps. Unless and until she is fired from the company permanently, I'm not giving them a single dime. And she took her time, or he, or whatever this is, took the time to compile this list of nonsense, causing Limited Run Games to put out this statement. Limited Run Games respects all personal opinions. However, we will remain committed to supporting an inclusive culture. Upon investigating a situation, an employee was terminated. Our goal as a company is to continue to foster a positive and safe environment for everyone. Now, an investigation, a situation, these are some pretty strong words for someone that just liked certain people on Twitter, that just followed certain tweets. This is absolutely maddening. I mean, smack my ass and call me Judy. If I had a nickel for every time I saw something like this on Twitter, I would be far richer than any of these big name YouTubers on either side trying to, cover this stuff, because it's getting out of hand, has been getting out of hand for years, and now it's to the point where you can just fire someone for liking individuals or following individuals on Twitter. Let's say this individual, let's say this woman, Carolyn, wasn't even a Republican. Sometimes you follow people you disagree with because you want to see what they're saying, so you can have counter arguments so that you can disagree with them. Now, that's not the case here, or at least it doesn't seem to be, but let's say that was the case. Are you going to get fired just for following them? Is that something that they're going to listen to you, hear you out about, to let you have your side of the story? I mean, there's plenty of people that I follow that I disagree with, but I like seeing their sides of things so that I can report on it or just comment, have opinions, whatever. This is absolutely insane. So Limited Run Games, they posted what I just showed you. Now, people are not very happy about this. Here, we've got a slew of tweets just throwing them under the bus. Here's the CEO of Limited Run Games, who fired an employee because she followed Gina Carano, Blair White, and lives at TikTok. Douglas Bogart, him, says people should only be allowed to post their personal opinions if you're a woke liberal. Now, I'm assuming Douglas Bogart is the CEO. He says things here like, I should use this and censor myself more. Opinions expressed are solely my own and do not express the views of the opinions of my employer. So, that's a very reasonable thing to say. Yeah, the opinions that I express are not the opinions of my employer. So why are you canceling and firing someone, a female? I thought the whole point of a lot of gaming journalists and the industry and the sort of woke stuff we're seeing lately is to get more females in gaming and get more females in the industry, and it's been such a toxic male environment ever since the gaming industry's inception. So now you have a woman in the industry and you fire her because you disagree with her. Kind of reminds me of Gina Carano, since she was brought up. You finally got yourself a strong woman in Hollywood. Because she has opinions you don't like, you fire her. The mythical butt-kicking fairy needs to come out of its never-never-land hole and just annihilate you. Whatever you are. You, he, him. I don't care if you're a he, him. To me, you're a dumb ass. Gamers. Telling companies with American citizens they aren't allowed to have opinions. Don't be that guy. This is from Bungie. We are undeterred in our commitment to stand up for reproductive choice and liberty. This guy, or girl, I don't know, just shut the F up and make games. That's all anyone wants from you. Frankly, it's kind of a fair opinion. I don't go out of my way to care about companies' political ideologies one way or the other. I don't know if Nintendo is a right-wing or left-wing leaning company. Nintendo of Japan, that is. I really don't. All I care is, have they caused Link to start talking in the Zelda games yet? No? Good, then I'm happy. They haven't ruined the character. That's what the vast majority of people want. Sorry, I normally avoid this, but I'm sick to my stomach. Don't be racist and hashtag Black Lives Matter. If my saying this upsets you, you are free to unfollow me just as I am entitled to my own opinion. So, yeah, you are entitled to your own opinion. No one is saying you're not. But what about Kara? Is she not entitled to her opinion? Everyone's over here, oh, ban the new Hogwarts Legacy game, boycott the new Hogwarts Legacy game. But idiots like this are fueling the fire of it being mass ordered, of people going in and putting pre-orders down. I've seen posts on Twitter about people that aren't even going to play it. They've just pre-ordered it to stick it to idiots like this. And guess what? That game is going to make buku bucks. Like, I'm not going to play it because I don't care about Harry Potter, but I'm all for being over here laughing at, this game getting pre-ordered and people playing it because, yeah, it's so great to see idiots who say, don't do this. The way, especially on the internet, the way you get something to happen is by telling someone not to do it. Let's go through more of these tweets because it needs to be talked about more. Limited Run Games just fired a coworker for the unspeakable sin of speaking positively about Harry Potter in a post-trans world. Hashtag ban unlimited games. Please RT, this madness must be punished. Sure, you know what? I'll retweet, why not? Firing someone based on their personal opinions, who they follow on social media. Right, great start. I'll be sure to steer clear of anything LRG. Good job. You are ruining your customer base. Like, what have you done? Right here, do not ever buy anything made or published by Limited Run Games. You are firing someone on Twitter who follows in personal opinions already proves you don't foster anything but a toxic environment by going with what Twitter users dictate is correct. Exactly. They literally say, LRG respects all personal opinions. Clearly you don't. You cannot say you respect all personal opinions if you are firing someone for their personal opinion in a way that did not hinder you as a company at all. Here we have Melanie Mack, which a lot of people don't like. For what? I don't know. All she is someone who posts her opinions on the internet like everyone else. Here she is. This is the face of the person who got a woman fired from Limited Run Games because of her concern for the safety of females against incognito predators in female restrooms. Let that sink in. And yeah, let's look at this individual. Oh my god. Tell me this isn't the Wish version of Agatha Harkness or like a really bad trans Professor Severus Snape cosplay. This is the person that got that individual fired. So, this is the kind of person LRG will obey. The kind of person who will go through 6 years of your tweet history to see if you've stepped out of line at some point. And Limited Run Games wants to bow and kowtow to this type of individual. That is disgusting. You don't care for your fans, clearly, if you're going to let one person dictate whether somebody who has been an honest, at least who I assume has been an honest and hardworking employee this whole time, get fired for tweets, for what they, not even for tweets, for who they liked and what they followed on Twitter. Is it really worth losing? Let's say there's 1,000 people who are now no longer going to support your products, and your product, let's just pick one product, $60, alright? What's 1,000 times 60? $60,000. Perfect. You can do basic math. Is it worth it to lose $60,000 and people not buying your games when this one individual is not going to buy your game and you lose the $60? Or is it like I've been saying in my videos for the past, what, 3-4 weeks now? Twitter likes and retweets are a much more valuable currency than the American dollar. Or hell, than any worldwide dollar. Peso, pound, ruble. You tell me. Freaking Mario coins and Sonic rings. Retweets and likes are worth more than any of that stuff at this point. And it is an absolute shame. I like seeing women in gaming. I really do. I love being around women, or dating women, or having friends with women, whatever, that love video games. It is what any little boy in the 90s wanted growing up, was for girls to be interested in games. We are finally now at a point in the modern era where we do have women in gaming, and for the most part, it's pretty awesome. But then you have idiots like this, and you have issues like this. Great, we have a woman in the gaming sphere now. She's actually contributing to the community. She's working in the industry. And because her opinions and political beliefs don't align with yours, she gets the axe? Really? So much for standing up for women. You only care about women you agree with. Just like you only care about people of color you agree with, which is why Eric July, Young Ripa, gets shit on all the time, and why people spend all their time on Twitter blatantly lying about him. Oh, what's that? A black man who's an entrepreneur who's launched his own comic book company, and they want to shit all over the guy because he's supposedly right wing. Really, he just doesn't like tokenization. You are proving that you are hypocrites and do not actually believe in what you stand for. Right here. By playing this game, you're reinforcing and normalizing transphobia. J.K. Rowling is a TERF, and this game is just rewarding her for violence. Quit having fun. Guys, it's a freaking video game. Everyone in the history of the universe of ever has something about them that you don't like, alright? I don't care if it's your best friend, if it's your wife, it's your freaking dog. There's something about someone, at least one thing, you don't like. That does not mean you need to take something away from everyone else or ruin other people's lives. Man, what's your favorite game? Just tell me right now, listening to this video, what's your favorite video game? Some of you probably said Resident Evil 4. Some of you probably said some obscure Japanese indie title I've never heard of. Some of you may have said God of War. You know what? Someone that worked on that game, any of those games, did something bad. Someone that worked on those games probably at one point or another stole from a candy store, or beat their wife, or committed a hit and run. Who knows? Everyone's done something bad at some point or another. You don't have to take your frustrations out on that individual at some pixels, at some collections of ones and zeros, nor the people who make that collections of ones and zeros, that it's a thriving industry that the vast majority of us just want to enjoy. It's not like these guys are politicians. You want to go after some politicians to do shady things? Go for it, because you know what? That effed up system is against all of us, and we should all come together and burn that down. No, we need to fix this. Going after game developers? Look, you want to throw a fit about Trump? Do it. You want to throw a fit about Joe Biden? Do it. They're both, honestly, complete messes of individuals that we should never let in positions of power, along with all their idiot underlings. But aren't they at least far more worthy of the attention and the attempts at cancellation than a freaking video game girl? Is that where we're at? Oh my goodness. I don't know. I don't have a whole lot more to say. There's probably a whole lot more of this that I could show you, that I could go on. This wasn't covering an article. This is news, but more of anything, it's just a rant. It's an unscripted rant. I mean, all my stuff is, except for my reviews, are unscripted, but I hope you guys see this, retweet it, share it, post it to Twitter, post it to Facebook, whatever. I very, very rarely ask you to share my videos, but I want to make sure that Limited Run Games sees the error of their ways and is forced into making some sort of public apology, or maybe, hell, maybe they'll double down and we can just roast them even harder. But Limited Run Games, you're limited to running out of time because no one's going to support you after this. The type of individuals that you say, oh, we're doing this for their protection, they're not the type of people that actually spend money on games. Fans are, not Twitter crybabies. So yeah, that's all I've got to say. Please like, subscribe. I'm really trying to grow this channel, and the more you subscribe, the more we can get messages like this out to people who might not be in the know. And until next time, this has been Words of Paradise.